Hey there, Mark Shelton with Pro Hanger Supply. Pro Hanger Supply is your North, Central, and South American representative for tapo-fix pasting machine and material dispensers. Today I'm going to do a video on cleaning your pasting machine. I get a lot of people asking me about what kind of time and effort does it take to keep your pasting machines clean and to clean them out, and questions about whether the time that I save using a pasting machine, am I going to lose that time when it comes time to be cleaning out my machine. So today is cleaning day. We're doing this outside. It's a little bit easier and quicker when you can do it outside, but this can also be done inside in a controlled environment in the winter time, or if you just don't have access to be able to go outside and clean your machine, you can do it with 5-gallon buckets, and you probably want to put some plastic down. But today we're just doing this outside, nice spring day in Mississippi. So going to show you a little bit about the process and how we do this, and so let's get started. One of the first things that I want to say is I don't clean out my machines every day when I'm finished with my day's work. If you put your machine up properly, you don't have to clean it out every day. Matter of fact, this machine probably has not been actually cleaned out in 3 to 4 weeks. So if you'll notice, the way that I put this up at the end of each day, I clean up the edges of my paste well. I will kind of wipe everything down along the edges. You just don't want things to get crusty, is basically what you're trying to avoid. I take a little mister, a little spray bottle. I'll mist everything down after I get everything wiped down good, and I take this painter's plastic and I lay it directly onto the roller. Now you can pop this little stop bar out, and I will if it's over the weekend, and I'm going to be leaving it for several days. But if it's just overnight, I leave the stop bar in there. I just clean it off and I leave it in there. But as you can see, I'm putting this plastic directly onto the roller, then I'm pressing it down into the paste. I'm making a seal all the way around, so that when the next day when I go back to work and I pull this plastic up, I'm right where I left. So like I said, this has been in operation. I always keep a pasting machine or a couple pasting machines in my work trailer. So this one has had paste in it for several weeks, about 3 or 4 weeks. So it started to get a little crusty around the edge. So it's time to clean it out. So with that in mind, when I'm draining it, I usually use a strainer into my 5-gallon bucket, because this paste again has been in here for quite a while. And there's probably going to be some little pieces of dried paste or chunky paste that I don't want to get back into my paste that I use on a day-to-day basis for work. So when I drain this, I'm going to use my strainer. So we got that. So I've got my strainer in place, got my bucket down. I'm going to go ahead and pop my drain plug. Again, I'm doing this outside, so it doesn't matter if I get a little paste everywhere. But if you're doing this inside, put some drop cloths or some plastic down and you'll be fine. So on this is a CB75. This catch bar just pops right out. So we go ahead and take that out. I'll put this over here in a bucket of water. A little bit different than the S-Type. S-Type, you have your gears, your rollers that are geared, that come out in one solid unit. The CBs are a little bit simpler. It's just a single roller, friction driven machine. So it is just a matter of popping out your roller. Now you can, all your machines come with a squeegee, so you can use that squeegee. It kind of gets your paste off of there. And I also set this off into my bucket of water. If you have some sawhorses, that's another good way of doing that. So your cleaning squeegee is made to fit your machine, to fit the paste well. And I'm just going to take this and I'm going to slowly work my paste towards my drain plug. So after I get all of this scraped out, squeegeed out of my machine, it's simply a matter of just hosing this out. Now, if I wasn't outdoors and I didn't have access, if I couldn't just hose this down, I would simply put the drain plug, after I get as much paste out as I can, I simply put the drain plug back into the machine, fill it up about halfway with some water, and take a rag and just kind of let you know, let the water do its job, and you just let it kind of wash it out, and then pop the drain and empty out the dirty water. And then you possibly have to do that a couple times. So it does take a little bit more time if you're having to do it inside. But this is basically the process. One thing that I will say, the way that your paste adjustment works on the CB types is that you are adjusting your paste up against the spoiler plate, and so that is what is taking the paste off of the roller before it goes onto the paper. So paste is going to build up underneath here, just underneath this edge. So this is a place where you really want to make sure that when you're washing that out, you get that good and clean, because otherwise you will have crusty pieces of paste, you know, build up under there. So you want to make sure that you get up underneath here good and clean, and you know, before you put it up, before you start using it, because otherwise you'll have issues with you know, just dried paste building up underneath there and then getting into your mix when you start using your machine again. So that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us. It's a quick and easy process. That's what I wanted to just kind of express, is that if you put your machine up in the correct way at the end of each day, this is not something you're going to have to do every day. But even when you do, depending on the weather, like I said, in the summertime, I'm going to be cleaning out my machine probably once a week. Wintertime, I sometimes let it go 3, 4, 5 weeks. You know, it'll keep a lot longer. But as temperatures start getting hotter, especially here in Mississippi, I have to clean it out more regularly. So you'll kind of get a feel for how often you need to clean it out. Again, just keep it covered up, keep it sealed, and it's not going to be an everyday process. It's not something you're going to have to do every day. But when it does come time to clean it out, it's quick, it's easy, and definitely doesn't take the amount of time that a lot of people think it does. So anyway, hope that was helpful. Mark Shelton, Pro Hanger Supply. Visit us at www.prohangersupply.com. Thank you for your time.